Are back on this side of the Atlantic tonight. Since announcing their engagement in 2010, they've become one of the world's most famous couples. Their star power revitalizing the House of Windsor, reminiscent of the days of Diana. David Common is here with more on how the Duke and Duchess are not only modernizing the royal brand, but taking it to a whole new realm. Hey, David.
Hi, Wendy. Well, absolutely. You can expect there will be big crowds for this visit. Of course, there are many who don't care, don't like them, don't relate to them, don't want a monarch, but even they cannot deny how valuable that brand that is Will and Kate actually is. The most valuable brands in the world have long included Coca-Cola and Apple. But brand managers agree these two are up there, adding major value to the British monarchy.
The glamour they bring, the youthfulness they bring, there's really no substitute. And I think that, people are probably more excited about them than, about any other member of the royal family right now, except maybe Prince George.
The birth of their son added $800 million to the British economy. Not just souvenirs and tourism either. Stores sold $51 million more in strollers that year. And around the world, that improved the key measure of customer sentiment toward all things British. In visiting Americans who outspend Brits 2-to-1, William can raise big money for his charities. The fascination with Will and Kate deeper in the U.S. than it is at home in Britain.
We love the royals. They're kind of like they're like human pandas, right? Like they're really fun and exciting, and I do think that Americans have less complicated feelings about the royals than Britons do.
Compare the crowds Will and Kate got when they last visited Canada to Charles and Camilla. Tells you about their relative popularity, huh?
With this ring, I be wed.
At the time of their wedding, a poll showed Canadians preferred William as king 2-to-1 over Charles. In Britain, too, 64% wanted William to directly succeed his grandmother. Of course, it's not a popularity contest. There are rules for succession, and there have been cases where it skipped a generation. Way back in 1679, though it was messy. Even today, Parliament would have to approve it, and not just the UK, but every Commonwealth country, Canada included. In any case, many think that's unlikely to happen.
I think it's just not even on the radar of the royal family. That will just not happen. It just isn't done. I mean, they take succession very seriously. They take their roles very seriously.
Charles, as monarch, is unlikely to change how often Will and Kate are in the spotlight, and now each has a company to protect their brand, one that owns their image rights. So all those royal plates and tea towels, they could charge, what's the word? A royalty. Vast potential revenues for charity, or possibly their own expenses. But just to give you one example, the last time Will and Kate visited the U.S., people shelled out more than $100,000 to attend one of his charity events.
So they're star-studded. What about the unmarried Prince Harry?
Yes, Harry, the Teflon kid, multiple embarrassments, nothing seems to stick, and those brand managers say he's very valuable as part of that British monarchy, way more than some of the other names that we don't think of.
Thanks so much, David.
Thank you.
David, it's clear the royals lead lives of privilege. Well, some people say that's true for anyone who's white, and it's changing the debate on race relations.
Aim for honor roll.
Do white people get away with things that would get others in trouble? Our panel is up next with frank admissions from their own lives. And in a world of cheap oil, Canada pays a price for its energy ambitions. That's all ahead on The National.